Welcome to episode 28 of A Trouble Shared, a podcast where two comedians try and heal the world by solving one of your troubles one at a time. My name's Johnny Cochrane, but I'm not here alone. Oh, no. I'm here with someone whose favourite quote from Shakespeare is double, toil and trouble. It's Twayna Mayne.
I didn't know that was Shakespeare. I thought that was like the Crankies or something. I didn't realise that it was older than that. What's that from, Johnny? As a fan of Shakespeare, as a fan of the Bard.
Sorry, my earphones just went blank there, and that was going to be a zinger from you, and I know it. But there we go. And we're not going to read that. We're just firing straight on. So I'll presume that was really. To be honest, I'm trying my best out there, but by the end, I'm just anything trouble related. I'm just going with it. Do you know what I mean?
What's it from?
Macbeth.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. The witches around the. I couldn't remember the exact. I was thinking Hubble, but it's actually double, toil and trouble. So there you go. And it's definitely not your favourite quote because you didn't even know which Shakespearean works it was from. But there you go.
I thought it was something that I said before your headphones fell out. I thought it was like the Crankies or something. I didn't realise it was older than Shakespeare. Like it was Shakespeare. It was that old. I thought it was something from Tiswas or something. But there you go.
So to be clear, you, in your appreciation of the arts, you put the Crankies and Shakespeare on a very similar platform. Watching the Crankies going, oh yeah, I liked Romeo and Juliet. That was the best one they did. Twayna, how's life? Have you any troubles that you need fixing?
I have no troubles. I'm fixed. Do you know I was moaning about my leg? I've been to the physio and I've got some exercises and I've seemed to be freed up from some pain and like agony. Months ago I should have gone to the physio, but I thought I'd have a Ribena and brave it out, but that's not how you do it, apparently.
No, Ribena can be used to solve a lot of ills, but leg issues is not one of them. I've read the small print. But well done for trying. Yeah, the physio. Often, certainly in a privileged position we are in the West, if you have an ailment, go to a specialist to deal with them. But it's taken you 28 episodes to work that out. So here we go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the journey. It matters, the solution.
The destination.
There you go. Finishing each other's sentences these days. We're on fire. Twayna, we know this is not just about solving leg issues. It's about healing the world, solving one of our audience's troubles one at a time, and general troubles from agony aunt sections. No apologies given there. Are you ready to do that? You ready to sort this one out? Okay, let's fire in. Here's the first one. Oh, yeah, got to get this sorted. There we go. Even though I'm terrified of failing, I can't motivate myself. I'm so lazy, I'll do anything to avoid studying. I'm 25 and studying to be a plumber. And even though I really want to do well and have a successful future career, I find it such a struggle to study on my own at home. I sit staring at my notes and mess around on social media or watch TV instead. Hours go by and I've done nothing. I've got exams coming up and I'm pretty sure I'm going to fail them all if I can't get myself into gear soon. Part of me wants to show all the teachers and ex-classmates who put me down, called me stupid and laughed at me that I can be successful. However, another part of me fears they were right and I'm a pathetic waste of space. This is getting me down so much, I think I need help. What are you saying, Twayna?
He's a pathetic waste of space, isn't he, Johnny? Let's be honest. It's pathetic. Come on, listen. Just do the work. You can do it. But also, you sound capable. You've written us an email. Therefore, you can do it. Get off your phone. Just study. Just read. Just learn your stuff. Do your exams and pass. That's it. It's really not that hard. Stop letting these little things that are in the back of your mind hold you back. But also, I'm not sure where the motivation is. Like, sometimes it's like, I'm just going to give up. You're like, give it a go. You've started something. Try and finish it.
I agree. And at the end of the day, you're studying to be a plumber. You're not going to find out how to do that by playing Mario, despite having the same vocation as him and his brother Luigi, successful plumbing business there. At this stage, you are going to have to stick in with some elbow grease and get stuck in. And I agree. Like the thing is you're not alone. No one really likes studying. I struggle with this, and so much so that I've had to turn to comedy. So it's a situation where it doesn't flow for everyone, where they have that kind of mind where they can just sit back and start, bookworming it basically. But part of getting on in life is being able to have discipline and motivate yourself and do the things that you need to do. So, I mean, it's taken you quite a bit of time to send this trouble in. Like, you could have been reading a book while you've been writing out the fact that you can't study. Part of the test is to work out whether you're diligent enough and methodical enough to end up being a plumber. And if you can't stay focused enough to read some books, then who's going to want you fiddling around with their pipes? Do you know what I mean? Oh, a little bit of innuendo there for the dads. So yeah, no, I have some sympathy overall, but you've got to do a bit better here, don't you think?
What about some innuendo for the mums, Johnny? Come on, it's 2026. Can we just have innuendo for everyone?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, when we usually talk about having your pipes played with, it is usually for the mums as well. So, but I don't know, that it's hackneyed saying for the dads, bit of blue for the dads. So, but no, it's I think this guy needs to ultimately be a little. I have sympathies with the fact that teachers, ex-classmates have put you down. That's not nice. But you also have to harden yourself and get the best out of yourself. And like you say, the fact that he keeps talking about quitting all the time, it's like, yeah, but if you quit, you're the one that loses, mate. So
yeah,
unfortunately, you're gonna, like everyone else, you're gonna have to just find a way of getting yourself focused and stop writing into agony aunts about it. Just get it done.
Yeah, he's 25. You can't give up now. Like if all things go well, you've got another 60 years ahead of you. You can't just keep jacking everything in. Like, give it a go. Yeah, we've had some awful teachers, and like those people that you were in class, hopefully you never see them again. Anyway, so fuck them. Who gives a fucking shit about these people? Just get on with, put your phone down, put your fucking PS whatever. I don't know what these things are, Johnny. put your ZX Spectrum away and get on with the books. Get on with the learning.
Yeah, as Twayna says, you'll never see him again unless they hire you to be their plumber.
Yeah,
they go, well.
Yeah, and then you can just block their toilet up.
Yeah.
Have it backing into the sink every time they flush it. Come on.
Well, if not, but if you do a bad job, they'll be like, "You didn't study, did you? I knew you were a waste of space." I'm telling check a trade. So here we go. Yeah, work hard. That's the trouble sorted. Here we go. On to the next one.
My best friends keep hanging out. Is it petty to be jealous? 2 of my mates met at my birthday party a couple of months ago and have become really good friends. They're both lovely people, so it's no wonder, but I'm starting to feel jealous. Every time I've seen either of them independently, they've asked about the other, and I know they speak pretty much daily. On the one hand, I know I'm being immature and should just let these 2 adults get on with a new friendship. On the other, I feel a bit neglected. Should I say something or just accept it?
I mean, the thing is, this person's got it slightly enough self-awareness to know that they might be being a bit immature. But the fact that you're even writing this in says that you're not quite mature enough. I mean, your mates get on and you're sending in, oh, I'm only outside. Does no one want to play with me? Get a grip on yourself, can you? Can you absolutely get a grip on yourself? Ultimately, it's usually a good thing when people's mates get on. It's also a reflection of the fact that you're mates with both of them, so they're good people and they both like you, and you're there being like, oh, but I'm not front and centre anymore. Who's going to come to my birthday and put a badge on my chest and give me cuddles? Get a grip. Everyone is out there trying to hash through this maze called life, and the more allies you have along the way, like-minded folk, people who are good peoples, as we call them, all the better. And you said you look at it as a badge of honor that you facilitated two friends getting together, and instead you're there being like, I don't know if anyone's going to come and hang out with me. Get a grip on yourself, honestly. Feel a bit neglected. Get over it. What are you saying, Twayna?
I agree with you, Johnny. We've all been there where you're like organising like a get together, and you have to really work. You can't be like, I can't invite so and so because so and so doesn't talk. Do you know what I mean? The fact that two of your best mates are hanging out and are really good friends, that's a win for me. Yeah, sometimes they might not be included. It means you can go out and make some more friends who then might become friends independently of you. But the thing is, you seem to be an all right person because you've got two really nice friends. So I don't say this is not a grow up, I think is what I'm trying to say here. Just grow up. It's all right. This is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing. There's plenty of more fish in the sea of friends.
Plenty of friendly fish out there.
Yeah.
Just got to get that fishing rod out there. No, you know, in general, you're hanging out with your mate. Oh, they've asked about your other friend. Oh, how dare they? How dare they? How's Clarence getting on? It should be about me. Like, you're gonna that kind of attitude. You're gonna end up getting. You'll be on the outside of the window looking in very soon. Get it together, and you know, be thankful that everyone's getting on. Like you say, the last thing you need is you're sorting out your wedding plan in years to come. You're like, oh, we can't sit this person together. Oh, yeah, you can because they get on. The real problem would be I've got two mates, they've met and it ended up being a UFC fight in the pub. And I was breaking people up and someone got glassed. That would be of trouble to be writing in with. Not they get on. Get a grip. Moving on then. Moving on. Here we go. After looking through my girlfriend's phone, I discovered she has had several affairs with married men in the past. I'm 33 and she's 31. We've been together for 6 months. She slept with one guy on and off for 3 years, right up until when we got together. She had also had a one-night stand with a stranger who was on a stag do. It turned out he was married with children. Before that, she'd had flings with a couple of local married men. These affairs happened before I met her, but I'm not impressed. I don't want to be with someone so selfish. Maybe the best option is to apologise for looking through her phone and then end our relationship. I'm wondering whether I should tell these wives what my girlfriend did with their husbands. Twayna, what are you saying?
I hope the girlfriend is listening in and recognises herself in this. You're going out with a lame dude, bin him before he bins you. It's like, and just keep shagging away. No, listen, I'm not endorsing the sleeping with married people. I'm not. But everyone's an adult in this situation, and everyone is making hopefully choices which they can justify in the divorce courts. Don't look through your girlfriend's phone. Don't look through anybody's phone, because you are going to find stuff that you don't like. Is she cheating on you? Like, how is the relationship with this woman at the moment? Is it going well, apart from you snooping on her phone and you behaving like a bit of a weirdo? Do you know what I mean? Is it a relationship worth saving? I don't know. I think he's already fucked it up, to be honest, by going through her phone and then judging her, Johnny. What do you reckon?
Well, I think there was the kind of general context I was getting was that there's no inclination that she's cheated on him, but she had been funny when she'd come across some other guy in a bar, and so that's why his antennae were up and checked her phone. Not saying he should have. I'm saying that's where that came from. I think he was getting on with her, but the thing is let's get the ridiculousn's about it out of the way. The idea you have found out that your girlfriend was sleeping with other people's husbands, and I love the she's had flings with a couple of local married men. So what are you going to go as the town crier going, Mrs. Robinson, your husband's been having it away with McGovern. Like, sort your life out. And what are you hoping for out of this? Mm-hmm. When your relationship inevitably breaks down, you're going to pick up one of these newly divorced wives, are you? Like you brought them the bad news, and then you can bring some good news as you pick up the pieces. I mean, it's ultimately, if you think, and look, whether or not he should have gone through the phone or not, that's somewhat of a separate discussion. In general, you shouldn't really break privacy, but sometimes I would condone it if you had got some really strong alarm bells and you wanted to know. But you've ultimately made this choice, and I don't really think that there's any way going back. You've broken the trust if this was to come out, and I don't think that you, as you say, are that interested in being with her because she has been a serial adulterer on the other side. And ultimately, this is something that's important to you. And she's been someone who's been doing it to other people. So it sounds like you've seen enough. But once you start doing that, you don't need to just salt the earth with people like this, and just napalm the whole town. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to Jeremy Kyle that shit. So the community centre's all tense. Just handle your business, call it a day. You can even tell her you look for her phone or whatever, or don't. But just say, you're not the person for me. I'm calling it a day. And then just keep it moving. But, people's, especially not being funny as well, 6 months. It's not like you got kids together. He was doing it in your marital bed or whatever else. She was doing it in your marital bed. It's like you're in a 6-month relationship and she got with some married people before you. If you don't want to be with her, get your ass out of there and keep it moving. But don't try and stir the pot too much, I would say. We sorted that one?
Yeah.
Good. Here comes the next one.
My flatmate is having a relationship with an AI bot that she says she's in love with, and I feel really uncomfortable about it and unsure what to do. Is it fine? And should I just butt out? After all, it does mean she's not bringing guys back to the house. Or should I trust my instincts and try to persuade her to stop chatting to them? My worry is that she's always been a bit unstable and lonely, and that this AI relationship will make her more so.
This is one of the best troubles we've had on this one. I love the fact that there's someone like my mate's having a relationship with a computer, essentially, but at least I don't get woken up by her shagging real life humans. I mean, what a lovely little dichotomy that is. So, no, I think this is going to be an issue that becomes more and more prevalent as we move forward in society, more of an insular society that are being populated, particularly in the West, and people scared to meet, potential suitors in real life for fear of social anxiety or whatever else, and it's just not worth it. And what all started with people playing GTA and getting a girlfriend on Grand Theft Auto and having to maintain it has now gone full blown, where you're having a relationship with ChatGPT and he's got many suitors along the lines. It's an extension of people who have therapy and stuff with AI. And I think that, broadly speaking, I would say they're an adult, let them do their own thing. But I do find this to be quite sad. And I would certainly encourage a conversation to be had about the dangers of what something like this is. And I don't just mean the dangers being, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably the smartest suitor that she's likely to get, trying to get her to trade in Claude for Dave down the pub. When, you're trying to have a deep conversation with, and AI is like, yes, let me just go through the reams of information I have about the complexities of the world. And Dave's like, look, no, mate, I just want to get in here, and Farage has got a point. That point you might understand where they're coming from. But I do think that we should be largely encouraging humans to continue to foster human relationships, because ultimately that is what drives humanity. And if we stop doing that, I think it could be the end for all of us. What do you reckon, Twayna?
I think you're right again, Johnny. I mean, like you said, she's like, I assume in the flatmate is another woman, and she's gone because she doesn't want to just bump into a geezer in the middle of the night when she's going for a wee. And so, like, if her flatmates have in a relationship, hopefully a steady, loving relationship with an AI bot, she's like, where to, at least she's not going to get, there's no one weeing on the toilet seat. There's all these little things. So, yeah, it's a bit, I think a conversation. Maybe, does she know that she's sort of What kind of relationship can you have with an AI bot? How do you start one? Wait a sec. That's me. That's me for the listeners moving over to the computer to go. Would you like to go? Well, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how that happens. Like, what do you ask? Or is it just like you're just asking them like, I've pulled a muscle in my leg. Will it ever get better? Does it go on from that sort of thing?
I think that is a way. If you want to lead in with that, Twayna, you can absolutely get them to turn the webcam on and say, "Do I look pretty today?" That kind of thing. You know,
Dear,
boost your compliments. But no, I mean, the idea that this is not a real, like, as in, because you were saying there, does she know? She's ultimately said, "I'm in love with an AI." So she, whatever, you know, there is some kind of cognizance of the fact that she is in love with an AI bot. I just think that, you know, it just gets so far down the end. Now, bearing in mind that there are people that say that they have fallen in love with a horse or fallen in love with, like, you know, the door. There's weirdos out there who are just like, no, me and the door are going steady. We're going to get married and whatever. The AI's at least got a little bit about them. I mean, maybe a bit of banter every now and then. The door don't really do much, just stays there. So I give them credit for that, but I just think I don't think that it's too much of an indictment on the friend to see why she has done this, because societal pressures are leading people there. I just personally think it's a sad sign of the times that this is going to be more and more prevalent. And for that matter, if it was my friend, I would say, should we try and get you into the real world, you know, and see if you can meet someone who has a little bit more flesh and matter about them. You know what I mean? But
whose heart beats, literally.
Exactly. Although, you know, like at the end of the day, they might just drop down dead one day, whereas AI always going to be there, probably going to be here in 1,000 years. So, you know, maybe they're playing a long game when they get digitized. We don't know. All right, that one's sorted out. Moving on to the next one. I am so fed up with my husband's addiction to his games console. I feel like a spare part sitting indoors watching him every evening. Gaming comes first for him. I am 31 and my husband is 33. We have been married for 8 years. We have a great relationship apart from this one thing. We used to socialise a lot, usually at the pub, until my husband started drinking too much. I was so pleased when he stopped. We still went out occasionally, either to go bowling or catch up with friends at their houses. Then my husband got laid off and was unemployed for a couple of months, which is when he bought a PlayStation. He spends hours playing with one particular friend. Sometimes they stay up playing into the early hours, which makes him tired and grumpy the next day. He seems to live for his games. I tried to tell him that I'm deeply unhappy, but nothing changes. How can I help him and save our relationship? Twayna?
Confiscate his games console. Tell him, like, actually, you're gonna have to earn this now. It's like a reward system. It's like, go to bed at a reasonable hour and I'll let you play for an hour in the evening after tea. It's that kind of stuff. You have to just baby him and treat him like a kid. It's just like, put this away. We're going to bed. Can't stay up late on your own playing with your friend into the wee hours and then being grumpy the next day. It's just not how adults work, really. I think this needs a strong hand. Go, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way of looking at it, for sure. But have you tried getting good at games so you can bond? You know what I mean? Any danger of playing FIFA with him? Have you heard that GTA 6 is out next year? Maybe you should not dismiss it so quickly and live in the real world and just work on getting some platinum scores. No, I'm being a little bit. I'm being a little bit playful. Obviously, the only thing with what you were saying is that is and you even said it anyway. It's a bit of a mothering situation, which you don't want out of a relationship where it's like, if you've been good, you can play on this. You know what I mean? And I'll give you some Haribos as well and ruffle your hair. That's your partner. You want some kind of respect, and you don't want to, infantilize them. But ultimately, you are going to have a conversation with this, because ultimately what you're talking about is neglect. It doesn't matter what it is. If this guy had a Harley Davidson in the garage and he was spending all night, waxing it down or whatever people do with their Harleys, I haven't got one, then you might say, well, hold up, it's not what your hobby is. It's, I don't, I'm not being prioritized at all here. It's not like you have a little bit of time and you want more. It's really, he's just letting it dominate his life. So I think that hitting him with some hard truths, and maybe if you really want to get through to him, cosplay, dress up as Zelda or something like that. Something that is going to get through to him, you know what I mean? Or Crash Bandicoot costume, and just say, look, it's me or the gaming. And then at least he'll see you in that. You know what I mean? Lara Croft. Hey, Lara's here to tell you relationships on the brink. No, he obviously needs to up it, needs to get it together. But I also wouldn't bash too much computer games. I love a bit of computer games if I get time. But there needs to be a balance, like most things in life. We'll go with that. And at least he's not drinking all the time, as you've said.
He might be.
Well, yeah.
He's not mentioned that bit. And he's also drunk. No, that's not mentioned, but yeah.
Right, okay, that trouble sorted. Here we go. On to the next one. Last one.
My stepbrother is very right-wing, and over the years, we have got into plenty of fights about his racism and homophobia, to the point that we stopped speaking for many years. More recently, we made contact, and when those subjects came up, I tried to share my perspective respectfully, knowing it was unlikely I'd change his mind, but feeling that it was important nonetheless. One of the main reasons I wanted to forge a relationship with him was so that I wasn't abandoning my 14-year-old niece, and we are occasionally in touch now, although only online, which is where I saw she had started posting homophobic stories and memes mocking trans people. I know that if someone tried to tell my own children that their views or those of their parents are wrong, I'd be furious, but I really feel like it's necessary to speak up here. What should I do?
Well, I think fire away at the 14-year-old. You might be able to save her soul. The reason why I say that is because you almost definitely will not change even the 14-year-old's views with your insertion. However, it's important when people are growing their own opinions to let them know that not everyone thinks that way. Because so much of it is a resignation as you grow older of, oh, yeah, this is how everyone thinks. My dad told me this, and then, yeah, everyone's kind of on board. And not enough people are ready for conflict over situations like this. And that's how society ends up moving. The old Overton window shifts, because not enough people have rows over this sort of stuff. Not everyone feels emboldened enough. But your stepbrother's a lost cause. Sounds like an absolute knob. And you're almost definitely not going to change his views. Maybe one of the only ways to change his views would be whether his daughter works it out and then ends up, drawing lines in the sand when they're older. But again, don't hold your breath on that. But she might have a chance. And either way, it doesn't sound like you're having loads of relationships with her, like loads of interactions with her anyway, because of your relationship with your stepbrother. So don't be afraid to fire back at her, give her a little bit, in a respectful way, she's 14, give her a little bit of a lesson on why those views are dangerous and wrong. And at least she will then have, both sides of the aisle to be able to grow on and get her own opinions on those issues, rather than just soaking up what a illiterate dad has been saying at home. What do you reckon?
Yeah, get stuck in. She's young, isn't it? You've got with kids, especially young people. I think it's best to give them as broader worldview as possible, especially if what you're hearing, you don't believe that. So yeah, turn around and tell her, look, what you're chatting is shit. Behave yourself. Wind your neck in. And then if she doesn't appreciate your input, and neither does he, just go, look, thankfully neither of us are related by blood, so go fuck yourselves.
Always end with that, yeah.
Always, yeah. Thank God My side of the family are good, and you lot, we do not share the same genes.
Yeah, and even then, she's 14 as well. Like, hit us in with some, some home truths as well. You're 14. GB News is shit. Why are you watching it all the time? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watch
Why
something
you-
more relevant to your age. And there might be a chance for her.
Yeah,
That's it,
hopefully they might just go off to uni and meet some new people. It's like, listen, you're living in a very small world, and it's gonna, when you get older, it's probably gonna get broad, and you're gonna meet lots of new people. And maybe that will change your mind. Just say, look, the world's a big place, and not everything's what you believe, what you've heard in your household. Sorry, Johnny, I was interrupting you. I was giving some advice there, and then you were,
No, fair enough. But you're also assuming that she's going to uni, and with a dad like that, he might be like, "You're not going to uni. You might meet people with purple hair or whatever," and
vegans. You might meet a vegan.
There's blacks there. There's blacks at uni. You ain't going there. Not on my watch. So we can only hope. We can only hope. So that's it, Twayna. We've done it again, haven't we? Knocked it out the park. A bunch of people with a bunch of troubles, and they're all solved. And what do we get? Never get thanked for it. Never get thanked for it. What a disgrace this is. What an absolute disgrace. This is episode 28. We'll be coming back with episode 29 next Tuesday. Thank you as always for tuning in. If you've liked this, do like it, share it with your friends. That will be the only way the pod gets out to more people. Share it with people and say, yeah, you should listen to this. That's the way it is. Apart from that, all that's left for me to do is remind everyone that a trouble shared is a trouble halved. Bye-bye.